quake swarms west of Yellowstone in Idaho, craters of the moon area, where we had the 6.5 quake on April 1st. We had a 3.0 magnitude, and just this past hour, 2.9 and swarm going on. And of course, we have more swarms going on at Salt Lake City in Utah. This is the mantle plume, and this is just a picture of the lava beds in craters of the moon in Idaho. This is lava, ancient lava, of course. And let's keep in mind the mantle plume that goes from Baja through Utah, through Salt Lake, where we had the quakes 5.7 on March 18, and into Yellowstone, as you can see the section there. And on the left-hand side, you see that red blob very close to the surface, right under Yellowstone and Idaho. And as you can see here, it makes that shape of a 7. That's magma underneath. That's the mantle plume. That's magma under Utah, Yellowstone, and Idaho. Let's take a look at the map. We're Berkeley, and this is Baja right here. As you can see, we have all these quakes here. That's the western part of the mantle plume under San Andreas Fault and on the Walker Lane Fault System. And this is the San Andreas Fault. This is the Garlic Fault. You can see all the quakes along the Garlic Fault. This is Long Valley Caldera. And this is the Walker Lane Fault System. You can see that right along that arc, the arc going into the Cascadia arc. That's Walker Lane Fault System. You can see the earthquakes all along that arc. This is the eastern arm of the mantle plume that we saw, that mantle plume going through Utah, Salt Lake City. We still have swarms there, into Yellowstone, and right there under Idaho. That's the 7 shape that we saw before. That's the 7. So these are the quakes that we're looking at right now. And we have to keep in mind that we have 9 volcanoes horizontally positioned there, all along there pointing towards Yellowstone. And we have 8 volcanoes south of Salt Lake City, all along this line here in Utah, right around that fracture zone where the mantle plume is. This is the latest one. This just turned blue. The red are the past hour, the blue are the past day. 2.9, 10 kilometers depth. And before that one, that's a 2.9. One person reported feeling it to USGS. And the other one is 3 magnitude. It's not, it's basically not in a very populated area, but it is northeast of Boise, Idaho, as you can see here. Okay. Let's look at the map. That's it right there. That's Boise, and this is our area. And if we go to our map, okay, and this is a beautiful area of the lava flow, as you can see right there. This is Yellowstone Lake. This is Yellowstone Lake. That there is Hebgen Lake. That Z area is Hebgen Lake, and it's about 190 miles between them. 190 miles. This is Salt Lake City, as you can see. So basically that's the area of the 7 that we saw of magma, the mantle plume underneath. It's like this. And this is where Salt Lake City is, a very soft area because that was once a whole lake. Okay, and this is where we were having our earthquakes. Now going to the volcanoes of Idaho, we're going to volcano discovery. These are the volcanoes, as you can see right there. That's Wyoming, that's Yellowstone. And this is the area of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 of them. The latest being, where was it? Craters of the Moon? No, it's the other one. There was one more here. Anyway, let's go to our Utah. The Utah is 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, south of Salt Lake and Lake Provo, as you can see right there. And the earliest eruption was this one here, Black Rock Desert. The Desert Volcanic Field, a group of small volcanoes, fields in south central Utah, eastern margin of the Great Basin. It's the youngest volcanic area in Utah and contains both Utah's youngest known rhyolite dome and its youngest lava flows, the roughly 660-year-old Ice Springs lava flows, located in Ice Springs. So this one went off about 660 years ago. Okay, and these are the various volcanic fields that you have in that area. Quite a few, as you can see. That's the Black Rock Desert Volcano. Then you have all these volcanoes as well. So this is what we had. Let's remember that we had the Texas. First we had the 5.7 on in Salt Lake on March 18, out of nowhere. Then we had a 5.3 in Texas out of nowhere. Then we had the 6.5 in Utah the night of March 31st to April 1st. But something else happened on March 31st, just north of this, in British Columbia, as we'll see from the Canadian earthquakes. This one here. March 31st, 3.1. Okay, there's Utah right there. Okay. Sorry, there's Utah, there's Idaho, there's Wyoming, Idaho, and this one here. The same night as the 6.5 that we had right here. Obviously, this was a few hours before that. The 3.1, because this one was towards the night of the 31st, towards April 1st. So this one also took place at the same time, the one in Canada, north of the Idaho 6.5. So this is what's still going on, as you can see. These are all the quakes. And there's hundreds of them. Of course, they took out the 6.5. They don't keep all the earthquakes there. But you can see that there's quite a lot of activity going on there, as we have quite a lot of activity going on around Salt Lake. Okay, there we go. They're still going on. And we'll look at California another time, because that's still very active as well. So obviously, this is, we said before that the geologists have told us that the mantle plume going into Yellowstone comes from Baja. And this is the path that it takes. It makes that 7, right like that. So it could it be that this that took place on March 18 also affected the Idaho 6.5? Because we saw before that it's the same mantle plume body. Okay, so I'll leave links below for you for this, and we keep in mind that we do have the Idaho volcanoes there as well. That's Salt Lake. Sorry, well, I just took it off. I'm sorry. I'll leave links below for you so you can look at them yourself on volcano discovery. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.